Hey guys, welcome back to Elvis Car Review. I hope that every single one of you is having a beautiful day. We are going to see Cody, the guy that owns the loudest 3.7 Mustang in Western New York. So we're gonna see him and have a chat. He will tell us a little bit about what happened to his car and when is he planning on fixing it. I will also show you guys some dyno video because a lot of you have requested some dyno video, and you really want to know exactly how much horsepower he was making. So I will be showing guys I will be showing the dyno video as well.
A few moments later.
So what's going on with the transmission? What happened to the transmission?
Yeah, so I was driving home one day, I was driving to hang out with a couple friends, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to do a little pull onto the highway. So I shifted, went through first, second gear, tried to go into third, and it got stuck in the second gear. So didn't know what was wrong, tried looking at it on the side of the road, couldn't find anything. So I ended up limping the car home using only second gear. That weekend, me and a couple friends pulled out the transmission, took it to a shop, got it estimated for what it might be. And they said everything relating to second gear is messed up. They said the synchro, the actual gear itself, and a couple other things. Didn't really remember what they told me, but yeah, so I ended up just putting it right here. Contacted Ben Calamer, who's great for any transmission you need. He said he can do a stage 2 rebuild on this.
Where is he located?
He's in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yep, he's got a shop down there. So I'm gonna ship the transmission to him, and he said he'd take care of me. His stage 2 rebuild is he replaces a couple of the plastic parts in the transmission. He said he smooths out some of the shifting accessories and makes it kind of shift better. And he thermal treats all the internals so they can handle a lot of power. I've seen 5-liter Coyotes with that are running like 10-second quarter miles, 9-second quarter miles with his transmission, and they do no problem. So,
how long all this gonna take before? So when are we gonna be? We're gonna see your car again?
When you'd probably see my car again would probably be in the springtime.
Okay.
Just because I gotta get the money together.
Okay. And how much all this gonna cost you?
The transmission, he said, is $1,750 plus whatever I broke. So I'm gonna guess maybe $2,000 total. Mm-hmm. Could be a little less. Okay. But I didn't want to just do that. While I got the transmission out, I'm also gonna do a McLeod twin disc RST clutch.
So the stock transmission, I mean the stock internals on these things are pretty well put together. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's all the modifications that you've done to the car that resulted to the transmission breaking? Or
I don't really think so.
Okay.
There's been many cases where people have obviously done this.
So is it a common thing?
It is a very common thing with this specific transmission.
Okay.
But I think it's honestly just because I race a lot.
Okay.
I go to the track, play around with my friends on the highways.
Actually, yeah.
So maybe it's me. I'm not bad at driving stick at all, but I would say I do aggressively drive it sometimes, so
Okay.
maybe that was it. I've heard many people say things like it's the shifter bracket or it's the clutch. I've heard many things of why they tend to break a lot, but I feel like after I do all these modifications, doing the clutch, the flywheel, throw out bearing, rebuilding the transmission, I feel like it's all gonna be good.
Okay.
So this is my blowfish shifter bracket that I also put in before, actually right after all the mods, just because when you're shifting the MT82, sometimes a lot of people get lockout, which is when you're trying to go in a gear but it won't go in. And I've experienced that a couple times, obviously. And I decided to get that to kind of cure it, and that actually worked really well for me. No lockouts, it always stayed in gear and never had any problems with it.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier that you were planning on putting a turbo on your car. What happened? What's the deal with it?
Yeah, so right now, for the next year, I plan to stay on NA, just kind of run with this setup, see what I can do with it.
Okay.
And then probably next year or the year after, I'm going to purchase a turbo kit for a company down in Texas.
Okay.
And they, I spoke with the owner of the company. He said best for my power goals would be to go a single turbo setup.
Okay.
He has a kit that he would ship to me. I can install it myself. The only two things that I have to do is I'd have to drill into the oil pan for the feed line for the turbo, and do a custom like exhaust setup to the turbo manifold. He said I could make around 450, 475, somewhere in there, just on regular
to the
pump
wheel.
kits. Yep, to the wheel.
Wow, so that's pretty that's around 500 something.
Yep. And then he said if I were to run E85, it'd be somewhere between 500 to 600, all depending on tuning.
So that's without changing stock internals?
Yep, that's right. He said it could take up to 625 on the stock internals.
Okay.
Which is pretty impressive.
And how much all that would cost?
That kit would cost, with everything, would be about $5,000.
Wow.
Injectors, the turbo kit, and the tune.
And you will install it yourself?
Yep, I will install it myself.
Go over your dyno number, because again, this is the question everybody has been asking, and you know, Cody's here. He's talking about his actually grab the dyno sheet. So which was the first one?
The first one is that one.
So this one was just on a.
This one.
So when did you get the car dynoed?
I got it dynoed when I just had a Bama tune, full exhaust, and an intake.
Okay.
That was this dyno. Put down, I think 260. And that was also the second dyno. Actually 260, 270, can't find it. But that was my first ever dyno run.
Okay.
Berg Racing does this thing where they do a dyno event, which a lot of tuning companies do. They'll just...
Oh, so this was back in 2016?
Yep, that was when... That was probably a month after I got the car.
Okay. So it was, I mean, besides the tune and stuff.
Yep, it was...
Kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty stock, just the full exhaust, headers, catless pipe, and then the Borla attacks.
Okay.
And then the same intake I'm running now. That was right when I got the car.
Okay.
And then I went to, this was previously this year.
Okay.
Looks like May, when I pulled the car out. That was a little lower on the dyno.
Okay.
I think they turned their dyno down a little bit more. So I just decided to go back to Berg Racing.
Okay.
I think I put down...
And this was May of this year?
Yep.
Okay.
And then this was the final dyno pull, which you guys will see videos of.
Okay.
This I put down 291 and 238. That was the best. Or no, not 238.
Oh, okay.
230, I think. To the for torque.
Okay, and this was on July.
Yep. So yeah, this was
right before you broke the transmission.
exactly.
Okay.
So it was pretty good. We my goal for next year is just to do a couple little tweaks, maybe change the oil, spark plugs, maybe put some more timing into the tune, and then I want to be above 300 wheel on that same dyno.
Pretty cool. That's a solid goal.
Instagram page, it's 1fast37.
Okay.
Yep. I usually post videos and pictures of my car. I haven't really been posting a lot of things because obviously the car's not working, but I do sometimes post a couple throwback pictures. So if you want to see the car and what's going on, just give me a follow.
So 1fast37.
Yep.
Okay.